Samuel, you are live on the air. Go ahead with your question.
Hello, Rabbi. I have listened to your show long enough to know that the whole story with Mary being a virgin and all that is a hoax. So my question was, where did Jesus, was Mary a historical character, and how did Jesus come about? What historically actually happened?
Whoa,
And,
I didn't understand your question.
sorry.
Could you just rephrase that very
Okay.
clearly?
Sorry.
Maybe it's my
Sorry.
hearing. I just didn't
Sorry.
cop anything you said.
Jesus was not son of God, correct?
All right.
Yeah. So, who is his father? Who is his mother?
Gotcha. So
Right.
basically, how did the entire story of the Jesus thing come about if, in fact, none of that was really pertaining to TaNaCh?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Very good.
And second of all, when would they get the Rabbi and Joe Rogan?
We're going to try that. That would be nice. All right. Go ahead and hang up now. Duty for your answer. Thank you. Thank you for your call. Bye-bye. All right, Rabbi.
I'll just say this: Joe Rogan is when I'm interviewed fairly frequently. I never asked to be interviewed ever. Joe is the only person I've asked, and I have not received an answer. I've asked him. I've asked Jamie. I mean, I have asked. So, anybody out there has connections, that would be great. Um, uh, Jesus, I believe, was the Son of God, but he's no more or less the Son of God than you or I am. Bonim atem lashem Elohekechem, you are children of the Lord your God. So every person is created in the image of Hashem. Hashem is our Father. You're saying, what can I tell you historically about Jesus? Is a problem in that we have no non-Christian sources about Jesus that are contemporaneous with Jesus. That means that were written in the first half of the first century. In fact, we don't have anything in the first century. Now, there are some people who believe that there's some relic of Josephus' Antiquities 1833, Testimonium Flavium, that's authentic. There are some people who think that. That's written in 94. So that's written very, very late. Everyone agrees that it's a corrupted text, whether it's a fully invented text that was later inserted, which I believe, or there was originally some sort of piece of it that was a skeletal version of what now exists. So the first certain non-Christian writing about Jesus and Christianity is Pliny the Younger in the year 112. 112. Our second source from a non-Christian source is Tacitus, the most important Roman historian, 114. I'm not going into what they wrote. The point is, they're just writing so much later that I have no way of knowing. Neither does anyone else. And what I think, I retract that. What is happening is people are creating what's called verisimilitude. You can hear those two Latin words, verisimilitude, something that would comport with what an Orthodox Pharisaic Jew would be like during the first century, who was an apocalyptic preacher in the north, and eventually the Romans came to believe that he was engaging in an uprising against the empire, and thus he was crucified. So you have to presuppose a lot. The easy one to presuppose that he was crucified. You'd have to presuppose that in order, because if he was, I don't know the answer. I'll just say this. If we say as a presupposition means a statement that requires no evidence. You can't say that about the ancient world. This is the humanities. You can't test this. But if we do, because if you don't do that, then you know nothing. But if we presuppose that Jesus was crucified in about the year 30 under the governorship of Pontius Pilate, so they would only crucify someone for committing treason against the empire, and that means he was then saying the world's coming to an end, in a sense, or the empire is going to be overthrown. That's all we can know. Now, I don't want, unless William tells me to, I could take it further.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what I believe happened. So if we have to, a presupposition means something statement that requires no evidence at all. If we presuppose that he was crucified, so at some point, people began to believe that he rose from the dead and he's the Messiah. That's you would have at some point someone did, and that's where we find an anomaly, and the anomaly is something that would have I wondered for a long time, and then it was March of 2016. I was living in Indonesia, and a very famous preacher who was called Peter the Great. I don't recall his Indonesian name. That wasn't his real name. He was a prosperity preacher. He suddenly drops dead, I think, of a heart attack in the late 40s, fairly young, promised everyone they'd be going to the promised land. He would take them with him. He was a Benny Hinn kind of character. He drops dead in March of 2016. And that, like, everyone went, wow. It was then following that women, only women, started stating that he appeared to them in a dream, telling them that he's gonna come back and lead them in a spiritual way. And they went, and I thought of a very striking anomaly. When a doctor is looking at a CT scan, he's looking for an anomaly, something doesn't fit. Mary Magdalene doesn't fit. Mary Magdalene is a striking figure because she's mentioned by name 12 times in the Christian Bible. And what's very odd is 11 of those 12 times appears prominently in the passion narratives, in the resurrection accounts. Other people may or may not, but she always is. She's front and center of the passion narratives. Only one time is she mentioned not in the context of the passion narratives, and that's in Luke chapter 8, where we're told that she was one of Jesus's companions and she had 7 demons in her and Jesus cast them out. In the ancient world, having demons, they didn't know they didn't know what schizophrenia was. They didn't know what mental illness was. They didn't know what any of that was. So when people were schizophrenic, which means that schizophrenics, it's a terrible mental illness. It means that people are seeing things that are not there, that are hearing things that are not there. It's really different than neurosis. It's real psychosis. So what I think logically happened is if we're told that she had devils and Jesus cast them out, that means she was very likely schizophrenic. She then claims after Jesus is executed by the empire that Jesus appeared to her and that he's the Messiah. And that's why she appears in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, all 4, as one of the women at the tomb. No one else is in John. In fact, she's the only woman at the tomb. So I think historically, she's the one who makes that claim. And it's striking that if you go to Roman Catholic countries like the Philippines and Brazil, it's almost always women. I don't know why, but it's women and kids. Portugal, women and kids. I don't know why, but it is. And I think that's historically what happened, and that started moving out, and that's how the Christian religion. One can say, therefore, that it's, in a sense, again, is a hypothesis here, but in a sense, if what I'm saying is correct, my level of confidence here on a scale of 1 to 10 is probably an 8. Then Mary Magdalene invented Christianity. Thank you for your question.
Guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, go to Rabbi Singer's channel as well, and also don't forget his 2-volume book set, Let's Get Biblicals, Volume 1 and 2. The audio files are available, but the CDs are not, but they're available on his website.
The MP3. Let me say,
Yeah.
I want to just one other thing for you guys. Listen carefully. No attention to that man. No, listen to me. It's so important. If you believe in the work that William is doing, that we're doing here, whenever you watch any of our videos, please like it and please share it. It's very important because it really affects the algorithm. so that our videos are spread around. So really, it's very, very important that whenever you see a video of William, a video of mine, it's very important to like it. If you, I mean, I hope we like it.
Yeah.
But if you do, don't just pass it. Just make sure you like it and make sure that you subscribe to channels, because it really has a very big impact on spreading Torah throughout the world. It's very, very important. You should really go through our videos and make sure that those videos that you haven't liked yet, you do like them. It really has a very, very big impact on spreading this message. Anyway, shalom.
Yeah. And commenting on them also helps generate views as well, so it kind of refreshes them on the system. So,
Yeah.
Rabbi, thank you. Great show, and we'll see you, Hashem willing, same time, same place next week. Shalom, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
If you enjoy this channel and the content, and it has changed your life, or perhaps the life of a loved one or a close friend, would you please consider supporting this work? You can click this link and it'll take you directly to my website with the donate button. Or there's a Patreon link and a mailing address for snail mail if you would prefer. If you do donate, please do me a favor and leave me a phone number where I can contact you and thank you properly. I hope you all have a wonderful 2025. Shalom.